Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TV-DICTION, where I talk about my latest TV obsessions. As you can tell by the title, we'll be talking about Sistas Season 7, Episode 18, entitled, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Let's get to it. The episode, of course, starts off with Andy distraught over Gary's threats in the parking lot. She emotionally breaks down in her office. In the middle of her breakdown, she also receives a call from Penelope, which only makes her more emotional. I don't know about y'all, but something don't sit well with Penelope's story. IDK, something feels disingenuous about it, but we'll have to see how it all unfolds later on. Next, we're taken to the bank where Maurice, rightfully so, is going off on another coworker. He's always stepping on someone, and frankly, I'm here for it. Set them straight every time, Maurice. We also get to see that Sabrina is approached by a gentleman who says that he's here to write a story about her for the bank's newsletter, and he invites her to dinner to work on the story. Karen's had a busy day at the salon, not with doing hair, but with her personal life. She vents to Miss Lisa about her frustrations with Pam running her business out of the shop. She calls Zach and invites him to the doctor's appointment and even extends an invitation to Fatima. I'm a little skeptical of this olive branch that she extended to Fatima because we've seen signs that Karen was going to change and not take on the role of the bitter baby mama before, but that was short-lived. So IDK if I can trust that she's moving in the right direction this time. Karen also got a visit from Danny where they were able to speak on their previous rift. They were also able to apologize to one another. However, I think that they barely scratched the surface with the root of their problem, and I can foresee them continuing to butt heads down the line. Speaking of Danny, she got a very unpleasant visit from Tiffany, Tony's ex-wife, where little Miss Delulu kept referring to Tony as her husband and herself as his wife. But she was going off on Danny about a vape pen that her daughter Brianna stole. Frankly, I am tired of Danny getting flagged for that one time she babysit them bad behind kids. Like, them kids are old enough to know right from wrong, and it's not Danny's fault that the little girl didn't know, did not respect Danny's space and went rummaging through her stuff and took things. Not to mention when Danny expressed her feelings to Tony about the whole ordeal, he basically took Tiffany's side. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to need them to Preston me ASAP, okay? Tyler Perry, get Trinity Whiteside on the telephone and get Preston back on our screens ASAP. Let Tony go about his merry way with his ex-wife and their bad behind children and leave my girl Danny alone. Another storyline that I need wrapped up is this Gary and Tamara mess. Tamara confronted Gary about basically ghosting her. And in true Gary fashion, he was a complete a-hole. And he also called her bluff in blackmailing him. And I really think it's crazy how this Tamara storyline has evolved into this tangled web of mess now with Gary, because she had like one job, and that was to go after Hayden, and that was all. And now she's in this big old mess with Gary, and I do not see an ending well with her. Y'all, more and more I see why Zach and Nathan are still friends. They're both just knuckleheaded and just dumb. Like, of all the people Zach could have asked to watch baby Michael, he chose Deja. Extreme eye roll. Because I just don't understand it. It just don't be making sense with Zach anymore. And I just wish Zach would be more cautious in his judgment calls. Because of all the people, like, there was a list of people. Deja should have been the last person on earth he should have asked. But anyways, Andy and Hayden are still going at it with the Marie Willis case, still tooth and nail, fighting for her attention. In this episode, we also got a glimpse of the dysfunctional family unit to be, with a scene of Karen and her 2 baby daddies and her mom at the doctor's office for a sonogram appointment. Rich ends up crashing Sabrina's interview, and in an awkward move, the interviewer brings up Sabrina actively trying to have children, which of course puts them in an awkward position, and Sabrina does open up to say that Rich doesn't want children. Honestly, I don't see why Sabrina is continuing to try with Rich, because not agreeing on, whether or not they want kids is not a small disagreement. This is a fundamental foundation agreement to a relationship. And I think they're just stringing along the inevitable, because with her actively trying to have kids, what will happen if she do get pregnant? Like, what is the expectation of Rich? I don't see why she's continuing to pursue this relationship, because they want two vastly different things. And if she were to get pregnant now, they would have to break up anyway, because that's not a responsibility he would want to take. So they should cut their losses now before real feelings get involved. Finally, the episode ends with Andy breaking things off with Jordan, which we can only assume is because of Gary's threats and her folding under that pressure and her not wanting to get this any more messier and not wanting Jordan involved. This episode was kind of jam-packed. Let me know what you thought about it and if you're going to be watching the next episode. Thank you for watching.